You're watching Taste of Victory.
Lilith Loop is a deck that has been with us since Booster Set 4 and has only been getting better every set and will only continue to get better. So let's see what this Booster Set 6 brought for this deck and why it gets so much more aggressive. So first up, let's start with the name of the deck and then work our way back up to Megas. And that is going to be Lilithmon. Lilithmon is 3 Digivolve into 11,000 DP and its effect is simply amazing. When Digivolving, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return up to 2 purple option cards from your trash to your hand. And its the second effect is your turn, once per turn, when you use an option card, gain 2 memory. So Lilith Loop is what helps facilitate the name of the deck, the Loop. So what you do here is you can Digivolve into it and grab Jack Raid, and then eventually you'll Digivolve into Omnimon Zwart or go into it for free with Mega Digimon Fusion. You will swing Omnimon Zwart, which will, using its second effect, bounce Lilith Loop back to your hand. And with the level 5 you presumably played off of Omnimon Zwart, you can Digivolve back into it. If you don't have any more Jack Raids in hand, you can grab it off of Lilithmon's effect, and you could just gain memory off of that, and gain memory off your second effect, and have enough memory to go into another one and keep the loop going as long as you are able to keep swinging. And the ability to keep swinging has gotten so much better in this deck because of cards introduced in Booster Set 6 that we will get to. So Lilithmon is the name of the deck and crucial to this deck. Let's go ahead and start with our babies and make our way back up. First up, we got Demi Miraman, the classic in purple. A lot of decks will run this at 4 because it is such a great cycling tool, and that is because its inheritable effect is on deletion, trigger, draw 1, and then trash 1 card in your hand. So not only does this let you cycle through your deck to get closer to your Lilithmon or other combo pieces that you're missing, it also loads up your trash by discarding 1 card in your hand. We have some cards in this deck that take advantage of being discarded, and then also you can basically just use it as a second hand, you know, kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where your graveyard is just a second hand. You can kind of treat it that way in purple with how many cards we could grab back from the trash because of this. At the very least, definitely Lilithmon. Then we have Sunomon. Your turn, once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger, draw 1. So this is something that will come up a lot, as you saw Demi Miraman alone does that, but then we also have Labramon here, we also have Impmon here, we also have a ton of other cards that will do that same effect. So there's a lot of ways for us to trigger Sunomon and get that extra draw, and then also fill up our trash, because we do need 10 in trash to be able to gain the 2 options back off of Lilithmon's effect, so that helps contribute to that while also drawing towards your win con pieces. After that, we go into Gazimon. Our rookie lineup is 12 rookies, which is the absolute bare minimum number you want to run. I would never recommend going below 12, and honestly, if you can go over 12, like to 13 and 14, I highly encourage that if you can find the space for your consistency. So first up, we got Gazimon, 0 to Digivolve into, but 3 to play, 2000 DP, and then all turns, your opponent can't gain memory except with Tamer effects. So this card is fantastic in the Booster Set 6 meta because it counters so many decks. For starters, it counters the Mirror. If they have their Jack Raids out, they can't use it. It counters Hammer Spark in blue. It counters Blinding Ray in yellow. There's a lot of things that it shuts off, and now your opponent is forced to deal with this before they can get into their memory shenanigan stuff. But it is easy to play around being only a rookie, 2000 DP, yellow will pop it easily, a lot of colors may pop it easily, which is why we only run it at 2 and not take up too much valuable space. Then we got Labramon. It is 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve, 2000 DP, and then on play, trigger, draw 1. Then trash 1 card in your hand. So similar to Demi Miraman, similar to Sunomon eggs, this card is amazing for being able to draw and fill up trash that we need to get Lilithmon's effect live, and also just to have a good number of cards in trash that may benefit from it. Next up, we got Impmon. 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve into, 2000 DP, and then on play, you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers in its side from your trash to your hand. So you may be wondering, if Lilith Loop is the absolute core of this deck, why are we running 3 of this? And that is because we do have here the Impmon that is able to recycle it for us. And then also with all the draw power, all the cycling that we have in this deck, we are very likely to see our combo pieces. So rather than go all in on 1, you'll notice that all of them are basically at 3 except for Omnimon Zwart, because as far as I'm aware, there's just no way to recycle him currently, so you do want to max that one out. While the others, you could have plenty of ways to recycle them at the very least. And Impmon is one way to recycle that Lilithmon, because it grabs 7 Great Demon Lords, and if you look at its Types, it is one of the 7 Great Demon Lords, so Lilithmon is able to be recycled off of that, which is really good for Impmon being only 3 to play rookie. Next up, we got our Gabumon. This is from the starter deck. This is 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve into, 2000 DP, and then when attacking, trigger, draw 1, and then trash 1 card in your hand. So similar kind of to Labramon, except instead of on play, it is when attacking. This is another card that triggers Sunomon's baby effect, so you get to draw 2 basically, stacking these effects together. Being a when attacking inheritable, it really makes your Omnimon Swords, your Lilithmons, all those that are swinging at the top end, that more useful to your combo. Then we got our champion lineup. That rounds out the rookies, and we go straight to champions, of which we are running 10 of them. Now this is certainly a unique lineup because we are dedicating our entire champion lineup to the Ginkakumon package. So to see exactly why that is, we're going to go ahead and read through these cards and then get to their effects. First up is Kinkakumon. It is 4 to play, 2 to Digivolve into, 5000 DP, and then when attacking inheritable, you may trash 1 card in your hands to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So that's cool in the mirror to delete Gazimon, against blue to delete Madoki Betamon, and just to clear board space away from your opponent so they don't swarm you. It's not once per turn either, so that's very useful if somehow you're able to restand. Next up, we got Ginkakumon. 5 to play, 2 memory to Digivolve into, 5000 DP, and inheritable, your turn, once per turn, when you trash a card from your hand using one of your effects, gain 1 memory, which we do, making those effects so much more useful when we already have so many of them. Not only do we draw, now we also get a memory off of them. Now the reason we are writing both of those at 3 right here is Ginkakumon Promote. 6 to play, 6000 DP for a champion, 2 to Digivolve over a level 3, 1 to Digivolve over a level 4. Rush, which lets it attack the same turn it comes into play, and then on play, you may place 1 Kinkakumon and or 1 Ginkakumon for your trash in this card's Digivolution cards in any order. If you place 2 cards with this effect, trigger, draw 1, and gain 1 memory. So this can be played for free off of Omnimon Zwart's when Digivolving effect, and then also we have an option that plays it out. The amazing thing with this card is it has Rush naturally. So we had Anubismon previously, which gave things that were coming out of trash Rush, but that was on Digivolving, so a lot of times you're wasting it for a 3 memory Digimon, unless you have that Jack Raid, which wasn't as easy to dig into before, which wasn't as easy to recycle before. But now you have a target that naturally has Rush. You're not relying on another Digimon to bring it out. You could, if you have memory, you can hard slam it for game, or you can play the option we'll get to later for game. And in your late game, even in your mid game, with the way Lilith Loop recycles Jack Raid, you will have enough memory for this Digimon to go into it without passing turn. It is amazing to be able to have those inheritables underneath it too, because then you get to swing with it with Rush, delete one of your opponent's level 3s, gain a memory off its effect. And then you get to trigger, draw 1, and gain 1 memory. That's really powerful. Even if you don't get them underneath it, just having that ability to rush is so powerful because it helps close out the game against Lilith Loop. This is what helps Lilith Loop be more aggressive in this meta, where previously you kind of do a lot and you kind of get a wide board, but you're not doing anything with it that turn because they can't attack. Now with Kinkakumon Promote, be that much more aggressive, which Lilithmon wasn't able to do previously, which is why we're also running it up. So it's a really powerful package that helps you close your game out, and if you're not quite there yet, gives you a lot of resources with the inheritables of Ginkakumon and Kinkakumon. Next up, we move on to our ultimate lineup. We are only running 8, which is the bare necessity of ultimates, because we don't want to clog with more than that. We want to see your combo pieces that contribute to the loop. First up, we got Kimeramon, because it's a classic, 7 to play, 3 to Digivolve into, 7000 DP. On play, you may delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So this can be played for free off of Omnimon Zwart, and if you play and then the second thing you play off of Omnimon Zwart, you can use that for the cost of his deletion and get rid of one of your opponent's Digimon. So Kimeramon synergizes pretty well with that with Omnimon Zwart if you want to go into control at any point in the game. Helps with that. After that, we have LadyDevimon, which is great for drawing into our pieces that we need. It's 8 to play, 3 to Digivolve into, 8000 DP, which is really thick for an ultimate. When Digivolving, trigger, draw 2, and then trash 2 cards in your hand. Your turn, once per turn, when you use an option card, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So between this and Kinkakumon, inheritable, at your mega level, you are deleting so many level 3s. Rookie Rush just cries at this point if they hadn't already rushed you down and won the matchup, because that's the thing with Lilith Loop. It is a bit of a slower deck because it takes setup to get the loop ready, so even though you have a lot of outs to Rookie Rush's bodies, they may have already rushed you down by the time you get to those outs. but the option is there. It's still there. That's something Rookie Rush has to respect. It's a great inheritable. It's a fantastic when Digivolving effect to really dig through your deck because of the when Digivolving just naturally being a draw in general. This now becomes a draw 3 on Digivolution, then trash 2 cards to fill up your effect for Lilithmon. Absolutely must be a 4 of that LadyDevimon. Next up, we got WarGrowlmon. It is 8 to play, 3 Digivolve into, 7000 DP, main Digiburst 3. You may play 1 level 3 Digimon, purple Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost, and then any on-play effects don't activate. But its inheritable, which is what we really want, is when attacking, once per turn, you may delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So BlackWarGrowlmon is amazing for that inheritable. The Digiburst effect is definitely good and can get you something like Gazimon in a pinch if it helps with the matchup. But also you have BlackWarGrowlmon's inheritable to delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. Since you're going to be going into Omnimon Zwart multiple times and trying to get bodies on board off its effect, you'll have plenty of fodder for its effect. Heck, by the time you get to Lilithmon, you'll have so much memory with all the Jackrays you're playing that you can just hardcast a couple of rookies too to get momentum off their on-play effects, and then delete them with BlackWarGrowlmon and then unsuspend. You could definitely just cut this down to 0 and then max this out to 4 if you wanted to with the BlackWarGrowlmon, because it is that good to be able to restand and be more aggressive. Because with the restanding, with the Ginkakumon promote rush now, it is a lot easier for you to actually close out the game. And with that, we get to this mega, which helps us also close out the game, Mastemon. So this is something I'm not seeing anyone talk about, not too often anyways, compared to the other people, to the other purple Digimon I meant to say. Normally people are going to be playing this with Taitomon a lot, the new purple Taitomon, because it's a new card in the set. People want to try it out. It's a cool Digimon. And also it has a discard effect that synergizes with the rest of this deck strategy, so there's a lot of utility for sure, and you could definitely make an argument for Taitomon to be a good backup mega. You could definitely run it, but I think Mastemon is really underrated. It is 12 to play, 12,000 DP, 4 to Digivolve into, and then when Digivolving, trash 1 card from the top of both players' security stacks. Then play 1 purple or yellow Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. So, Mastemon burns a security. So now, going from 1 to, 1 security is now lethal because you burn that security, and then let's say this was a stack that you played off of Omnimon Zwart, so it couldn't swing anyways, but you play this, burn that 1 security, and then play Ginkakumon promote from your trash with it. Suddenly that 1 security is now lethal thanks to Mastemon's ability to not only burn a security, but also revive a level 4 or lower. So this helps you be a lot more aggressive and get into your lethal range a lot earlier. Mastemon is really slept on because of that. The 4 Digivolve cost is completely negligible because we have Jackray, we have ways to recycle Jackray. You will, trust me, in my playtesting, you will have enough memory to go into a 4 cost without passing turn and get lethal. Mastemon is really amazing synergy for what this deck wants to do and is being slept on. Give it a shot. And then we already went over Lilithmon. We are running it at 3 because we have ways to recycle it, and we want to make sure we have an even spread of all our combo pieces so we don't clog too many on any of them. After that, we got Omnimon Zwart, 15 to play, 6 to Digivolve into, 15,000 DP. First effect is when Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you may play up to 2 black or purple Digimon cards that has a play cost of 8 or less from your trash without paying their memory cost. And then, when attacking, you may return 1 level 6 Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to your hand to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon that has a play cost of 12 or less. So not only do you get to remove your opponent's threats, you also get to recycle your Lilithmon, you also get to expand your board, to set up a second Lilithmon. Omnimon Zwart is incredible, and since there is, as far as I'm aware, no way to recycle this currently, at least not in a way that would be viable to this deck to fit it in, you have to run this at 4 in case it could get stuck in security, and that you hope to draw into it. After that, we got Jackraid, really great card, 0 to play, and you gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. As you saw, we have tons of ways to fill up trash through our on-plays, through our inheritables, draw 1, discard 1, so we should be able to get that filled up a lot faster than we have in previous metas. And security effect is basically a Hammer Spark, you gain 2 memory. Jackraid is really, really great, amazing card. After that, we got Underworld's Call. I really like this card as a tech option. It is 4 to play. When you trash this card from your hand, you see one of your effects, which as you saw we have plenty of. You get to trigger draw 1. So this card, if you have it in hand, instantly turns any of your other draw 1, discard 1 effects into a draw 2. And so that's amazing alone. But then also, what it does for 4 memory is you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So again, this is another way to play out a level 4 or lower, because this does let you play out your on-play effects. You know, you could get some clutch use out of their on-play effects, but more importantly, level 4 or lower, you can play Ginkakumon promote off of this, gain its rush, and attack for lethal if you didn't see Mastemon or anything else like that, so it's another way to get that target out. And the security effect, activate this card's main effect, so again, you're putting yourself into lethal range if your opponent was calculating to block only how many Digimon you had on field at the time. So Underworld's Call is very much a versatile card. This is before starter decks, so once starter decks come out, you can definitely just replace this with the memory boost once we get it. And also you could even replace it with Glaive memory boost, which I believe is in the set of BT6, because that offers you yet another way to recycle Lilithmon, which justifies the 3 count. So you could definitely play around with that option space. After that, we got Mega Digimon Fusion, 0 to play, and basically next time one of your Digimon digivolves from a level 6 to 7, reduce the memory cost by 6, which turns Omnimon Zwart free because it is 6. And then at the end of the turn, you have to return that Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck and trash all of its sources. Its security effect adds it to hand, which is why the 3 count is fine. You're not worried about it getting stuck in security because it'll eventually add itself to your hand, not like Omnimon Zwart, which will go to your trash. So 3 is perfectly fine. This card is amazing because it lets you facilitate the loop in 1 turn. But then also you got to keep in mind that this is a white card, so do remember you need to have a white Digimon card or tamer out, which is what Takumi Aiba helps us with. It's 2 to play. Your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves, you may suspend this tamer to trigger draw 1, and then all turns, all level 3 Digimon gain when attacking lose 1 memory. So this card is simply an amazing, outstanding tamer because it is so multifaceted. It is so excels at what it wants to do. Its first effect, it helps you digivolve when digivolve draw 1, turning all your digivolutions into draw 2. With LadyDevimon, it turns into a draw 4. So this really helps you dig into your combo pieces. Its second effect, all turns, all level 3 Digimon gain when attacking and lose 1 memory. This helps your Rookie Rush matchup even further, and then just simply being a white card helps you play the Flute of Summoning Omnimon, so it helps you play that card out because you need a white tamer or Digimon out to play Mega Digimon Fusion for free. And security effect, like all tamers, it just lets you play it without paying memory cost, which is cool because 2 memory is still nice to bypass if you can. So that is going to be this list. We'll have some gameplay going up showing off the aggression of Lilith Loop, because before it was kind of just outgrand your opponent. Hope your opponent can't answer your whiteboard and then get lethal next turn. And now you can end games this very turn. Its bad matchups is definitely Gabumon, so that is unfortunate because it's going to be possibly the best deck this meta. So do be prepared for your Gabumon matchup. Definitely do all the techs you want to help you with that, because often you're going to find this deck sitting on your level 5s, even in the battle area, because you're digging for your pieces, so you're going to go into LadyDevimon for its crazy draw effect that makes you vulnerable to Gabumon Bond of Friendship's bounce effect. They have a lot of ways to rush you because the Rookie Rush matchup is just naturally bad for a combo heavy deck because you need a lot of setup. So the speed of Gabumon and its ability to remove is really, really rough for Lilith Loop. So that's something to consider for your matchup spread if you're going to be playing this deck. Otherwise, this has a pretty great matchup into security control if that becomes popular, because you burn security. You have the long con, you're playing the long con game here against it. So you have the resources to keep like drawing back, keep recycling stuff. Really good matchup with security control. And really, other than Gabumon being really, really bad matchup, you have pretty fairly decent matchup into everything else. I think the only thing you would otherwise really struggle with would be BlackWarGrowlmon just because of all their removal and their blockers that they're getting in this set. Otherwise, it's a really fun deck, and I'm really looking forward to playing this in Booster Set 6. I hope you guys are too, and if this video helped you, definitely shout out to all of Japanese lists. Shout out to Digimon TCG Review. Shout out to CG-Guides, I believe is the name of the Digimon site. I definitely like to look through all the lists and compile some rough drafts and then test and test and test to see what comes down to my personal preference, what I really like out of all that, to see what's working there and how it actually will work in a best of 3 format. So definitely cannot take full credit. Shout out to all Japanese deck builders and people sharing their resources, bringing this community together through Digimon TCG reviews, through CG guys, through Digimon Meta. It's definitely a community effort. So definitely thanks for the inspirations. That definitely comes absolutely from there, along with playtesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what changes you make and how this deck does for you. I'm looking forward to seeing them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And until that next video, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.